entrepreneurship and side hustles have definitely become a lot more sexy over the last decade or so. And you see, what I've realized is that regardless who you are, you're always going to be looking for a better life. And in order for you to achieve a better life, you really need to up your skills and the value that you provide to the marketplace. Up until recently, traditional school and colleges have really had a monopoly at skill providing. However, with the power of the internet over the last couple decades, and the fact that we can literally interact with anyone all over the world from our computers, we are able to provide skills and add value to the marketplace from anywhere in the world. And this is where the concept of side hustles has become really popular over the last few years. You see, before you get into starting a side hustle, a side business, really anything that you want to do in life, you want to ask yourself, why exactly is it that I want to do this thing? What is the outcome that I'm trying to accomplish? What is the reason why I want to wake up every day and regardless what life throws at me, I'm going to continue going forward? Especially with Instagram, unfortunately, a lot of influencers paint entrepreneurship and starting a side hustle as this pretty, beautiful sunshine and rainbows thing. But it's really far from the truth because let's face it, every time you try to do something that is non-conventional, you are going against the status quo. And whenever you do, you're going to have a lot of obstacles being thrown in your path. So it is really important that you establish a strong drive within yourself, which actually comes from a strong why. That way, regardless what's being thrown at you, you continue going forward. So with that said, before I share with you the 5 side hustles that you can start today from anywhere in the world, regardless your age, regardless your background, regardless your experience, here are 3 things that I want you to consider. Number 1, what is the exact goal and target that you want to accomplish? That could be making $100,000. That could be making $1 million. Whatever it is for you, just be clear. And the more specific you are, the better. Number 2, in what timeline do you want to accomplish this goal? So if you want to make 100,000, do you want to make that in the next 2 months, 6 months, 12 months, 5 years? Regardless what it is for you, just be sure that you come up with that number. Number 3, what is your why? Why is it that you want to make $100,000 in the next 12 months? Is it because you want to retire your parents? Is it maybe because you want to marry the love of your life? Is it maybe because you want to take your kids on a trip to Disneyland more than once every 5 years? What are your whys? Come up with a list of at least 5 to 10 strong whys that will drive you every single morning, regardless what is going on in your life. And the reason for that is because, number 1, having a clear target gives you a clear thing that you are moving towards. Secondly, having that timeline is going to create urgency so that way you actually get off your ass and do something about it today. And 3, having the why is going to give you that determination and that drive, regardless what life is throwing at you as you are going towards your target. So once you have those 3 things written down, now, the next thing that I'm going to share with you, the 5 side hustles that you can actually get started with today. But another thing that I want you to consider is that, do you actually have a job right now that is at least covering your basic expenses? If you don't, honestly, that's the first thing that you want to start with, because regardless what side hustle you start with, number 1, it's going to take some time until you actually get it going. And number 2, some of these side hustles might actually need some capital to be invested in them. So if you have a job that's paying for your basic expenses, that actually gives you some mental clarity so that you can focus on building your side hustle. And here's a word of caution. These 5 side hustles that I'm about to share with you, they're actually very unsexy. They're not the things that you see out there like e-commerce and, all kinds of things like crypto and NFTs. They're the unconventional things that really no one else is talking about. So let's dive right in. The first thing is something that no one really talks about is being a broker or a middleman. And what I mean by that is pretty much being someone who facilitates deals between buyers and sellers. You see, commerce happens all around us, anywhere in the world, and with all kinds of things. Buyers are always buying things, sellers are always selling things. And often what happens is that buyers and sellers either cannot find each other to actually start and transact the deal, or they just don't have the right skills to make a clean transaction happen. And the beautiful thing is that being a broker can actually work in any industry. You can broker deals to buy and sell cars, residential properties such as homes or apartments, commercial units such as, buildings or whatever it is really to rent and or to buy. It could be to buy and sell businesses. It can literally be anything and everything that you can think of. And the beautiful thing about being a broker is that there is really zero capital coming out of your pocket. It's really just your time to take the buyer to shop around and take the seller and make sure that you put them together. Depending on what deal you are brokering, I have seen dealers making anywhere between 2 to 15% of the sell price. And obviously the percentage is going to vary depending on the industry. The second thing is personal assistant. Now, I want you to hear me out because I did not say virtual assistant. I said personal assistant. And here's the biggest difference. You see, when people hear virtual assistant, they automatically think someone from a developing country who's making $2, $3, $4, maybe $5 an hour. But when I say personal assistant, this could be someone that's actually a personal assistant to someone like myself, a busy professional who has many things happening in their lives. And when you are operating at that capacity, you have a million things happening and you actually need some organization in your life. In fact, I am currently looking for a personal assistant. And some of the things that I'm looking for that person to do are, number one, organizing my calendar. Number two, follow me around in my virtual meetings, taking notes, creating to-dos, following up with my team to make sure that they are actually showing up and doing the things that they said that they're going to do. Another thing is making sure that I have the right food at the right time available for me so that way I don't have to think about it. Another thing could be outreaches to people that I want to collaborate with. Now, these are just some of the basic things that I'm spitting out here, but I can literally sit here for hours talking about the different things that I would need from a personal assistant. And this person could be getting paid at least $5,000 to $10,000 per month, depending on the value that you bring into the person that you are helping. Third thing is online advertising for local businesses. Now, regardless who you are, where you live, there is local businesses all around you, and many of which are actually being operated by baby boomers and people just a little bit older in their age. And you see, because a lot of these people did not grow up with internet, did not grow up with social media. So what your job will be is to simply reach out to these people and show them the power of the internet, the power of social media, and how they can probably add another 20, 40, 50, maybe even 100% of revenue to their businesses by simply bringing their businesses online. And whether that is going on social media and building a brand, whether that is paying for actual ads to drive to their businesses, you can create all kinds of bundles. And I have seen people charge anywhere between $1,000 to $5,000 per month per client for such services. And even if you might be wondering, but Bashar, I don't know how to run ads. I don't know how to create social media, branding. Trust me when I say, regardless what it is you're trying to do in today's age, there is someone out there that has done it before you and is willing to teach you. All you got to do is just simply go online and search for the thing that you're trying to do. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be some courses for $1,000 or even less that you can buy and learn from. And really, for the beginning, even if you don't have that much experience, you can simply go to a couple of businesses and say, hey, you pay for the ads. I do the work for free for the first 3 months. After I make you X percentage, maybe you work some type of a deal where you actually get a percentage of the added revenue that you're going to bring into their business, instead of charging them a flat fee, because especially if you don't have a track record, some businesses that especially don't understand the power of the internet might find it a little difficult. The fourth thing is try to find things that people can get for free. However, you are able to provide it to them in half of the time and charge them for it. Here's a very simple example. Have you or someone you know ever went to the DMV, which is the Department of Motor Vehicle? In the United States, it is the place where you can go and get your driver license. I don't know about you, but it is literally my worst nightmare. Before you know it, finally, after you have talked to about half a dozen pissed off government employees, you would probably have wasted at least 4 to 6 hours just so they can change your address on your driver license. Now, did you know there are actually offices you can go to and simply just sign a small paper that says they can actually go to the DMV on your behalf? They charge you about 4 to 5 times what the DMV charges for the same service. However, you wait no time. You just drop off your paperwork, you pay them, and you come back whenever it's ready. And I don't know about you, but every hour for me is worth over $2,000. So if I sit at the DMV for 4 or 5 hours, I've literally just wasted $10,000 $1,000. And if I can pay someone $100, $200, even $1,000, it would be a lot worth it for me. So what you want to do is look around in your local area or even anywhere that you can find different services that the government or even different agencies that offer for free or near free that you can actually provide the same service to your potential customers for half of the time. And you can simply charge them 3 to 5 times more than the actual service costs. Last but not least, this one skill that I think is going to probably be distinct in a few years. However, right now, you can actually take advantage of it and make a boatload of money. You see, we produce about 10 to 15 different pieces of content every single day. And with that, our internal marketing team used to be over 15 people. However, today, we're able to produce the same amount of content, if not more, with only 5. You might be asking, how are we able to do that? Well, very simple. The power of AI. So some of the skills that you can actually utilize for your own advantage by using the power of AI is copywriting and video editing. Videos used to usually take us about 1 to 2 hours to be edited. However, now there's literally AI tools where we can put the same video in there within 30 seconds, get the same video edited that used to take us 2 hours, and oftentimes with better edits. Not to mention, the same thing with copywriting. To write an email, it used to sometimes take us about 30 to 45 minutes, where now with ChatGPT, it literally takes us less than 3 minutes. And you can utilize all of these tools to provide a service for businesses like myself and others out there for a fee. Now, how you structure these fees with these businesses is all dependent on you. You can either do a monthly flat fee, or what I would prefer is that you start working with these businesses, especially in the beginning, for completely free for 1, 2, or even 3 months. And after you have provided them tremendous amount of value, you want to actually go on a profit share. And that is by simply taking a percentage of the additional revenue that you're making their business. That way, you know that you always have to produce in order for you to get paid. And the business owner knows that if for whatever reason, 1 month, they don't produce any money, they don't have to pay you a whole bunch of money. But what I love about that for you is that it removes the ceiling from how much you can earn. So that way, the more value you add to the business and the more the business grows, the more your income continues to grow as well. Now, I hope you loved this video. If you did, be sure to share it with someone that you know can benefit from it. Also, let me know in the comments which of these 5 side hustles you're going to get started on. Also, a couple of weeks ago, I recorded this video where I share with you how I went from $0 to $100,000 online in 12 months. So be sure to check it out, and I will see you there.